Good morning. This is Teresa Nikas, and this is today's Quiet Echo. On a hot afternoon last week, I stopped into the Cedar Valley Library, mostly to get out of the heat. I ended up staying a good deal longer than I meant to. Here is what was going on, all at once, in a single room. Off in the corner, a young librarian sat cross-legged on the rug, reading a picture book turned around backward, so the half-circle of toddlers in front of her could see the pictures, and she was doing every voice. At one of the tables, an old man I have known for 40 years was working his way through our paper, and 3 others, the way he does every single morning of his life. A teenager was hunched at a public computer, filling out what looked to me like a job application. A young mother and her little girl stood at the picture book shelf, the girl holding up 2 books, unable to choose between them, and her mother in no rush at all. She just let her decide. And an old fellow was sound asleep in an armchair with a fishing magazine open on his chest. Nobody was being loud. Nobody was buying a thing. Nobody was even being asked to. I have spent my whole life around words, and I have loved a great many rooms full of them. But I am not sure I have ever stood in a room where people were more plainly equal than a small-town library on a slow afternoon. Everyone in it had come for their own reason, and every reason was equally allowed. I have not been able to stop thinking about the room because of a number I ran across a while ago and have not been able to shake. The Gallup people, who make their living measuring how Americans actually spend their days, went and asked folks how often they do the ordinary things we think of as a night out or a day out: going to the movies, going to a ballgame, a concert, a museum, a national park, and going to the library. The library won, and it was not close. The average American, Gallup found, goes to the library more than 10 times a year. It is more often than we go to the movies and to a ball game put together. It is more often than the concert or the museum or the theme park or the zoo. Out of the whole list of things we do to get out of the house, the single most common one, by a wide margin, is walking into a library. Now, I had it exactly backwards, and I suspect most of us do. We are told more or less constantly the library is a lovely old relic, a candle kept burning out of sentiment in the age of the searchlight. We are told the young people have all vanished into their screens and are never coming back. And so we build these enormous, expensive, roaring places for people to gather, and we sell them tickets, and we quietly assume the little free room with the returns cart is halfway to the grave. It is not halfway to the grave. It is winning. It has been winning the entire time, quietly, while every one of us was looking the other way, at the stadium lights. And I think I understand why. I think the library room told me, if I was willing to listen. The stadium wants your money, and it wants your noise. The theme park wants you up and moving and spending, and it would like you to leave through the gift shop. The screen in your pocket wants your attention, all of it, and it has no intention of giving it back. Every single one of them needs something from you before it will let you belong. The library needs nothing from you. Nothing at all. It is very nearly the last room left in this whole country you can walk into and stay inside all day long and spend not one single dollar and belong to every bit as much as the richest person in town. The banker's daughter and the boy whose family is behind on the rent get the very same shelf, the very same chair, the very same quiet, and the very same patient help from the very same librarian. There is no premium section. There is no better seat. There is just the library, and the moment you walk in, you are already in it, and you are already welcome. We do not have very many places like this left. If I am honest, we have almost none. And it turns out the one we managed to keep is not the sad little holdout we were warned it was. It is the most popular room in the entire country. We simply never made any noise about it, because making noise is the one thing the place is not for. Summer is the busiest the library gets, which for a library still is not very busy. The reading programs are running right now. The lists are taped up on the wall. The children come in with their reading logs and their very serious faces, and they turn them in like tax returns. I love how seriously they take it. They are right to. Nobody has told them yet the library is supposed to be dying. So they just keep coming, and keep reading, and keep proving it wrong. So here is the one thing I would ask you to do this week. Go. If it has been a year, go. If you have somehow never gotten yourself a card, go and get one. It costs nothing, and it is the finest bargain you will ever lay your hands on. Take a child along, if there is one in your life to take, or take no one at all and just sit yourself down for an hour in the quietest full room in town and look around at every kind of person who is sitting there beside you. You belong there, and so does every one of them. And when you get right down to it, it is the whole idea. The front porch is open. When did you last go to your library, and who did you find there? The readers of the Cedar Valley News would love to hear about it. We are gathering to share our stories and keep company with respect and no party lines. Come sit with us. I will put the link in the show notes.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.